Hi, my name is Professor Oaks, and in this video we are going to discuss adding and subtracting decimal numbers. So, the first question is to add, and we have negative 0.25 plus 5.26. So another way to write this is 5.26 plus a negative 0.25, or just 5.26 minus 0.25. Right, so I know that for me, when I'm going to add or subtract, sometimes vertically is easier. When I'm adding and subtracting decimals, notice I'm going to line up the decimal place. All right, so keep that in mind. And then I subtract 6 minus 5, 1, 2 minus 2, 0. There's the decimal point, and 5 minus 0 is 5. So this is 5.01, or 5 and 1/100th. So we learned the place values in the last section, but I'm going to read them as 5.01 in this section so that you can just focus on lining up the decimal point and so on. All right. Let's try another one. 12.8 plus 7.963. So let's write this vertically. 12.8, and then make sure to line up the decimal point. So 7.963. So I line these up. I'll add. Now you can fill in the zeros if you want and write 0, 0, but otherwise it is just 0 plus 3, 3, 0 plus 6, 6. Then 8 plus 9 is 17. So you can write the 7 and carry the 1 over here. And 1 plus 2 plus 7 is 10. So write the 0 and carry the 1. And 1 plus 1, 2. And the decimal point is here. Now, again, another way that I know that I sometimes do this, just so that if you don't like all the carrying, is 0 plus 3, 3, 0 plus 6, 6, 8 plus 9, 17. And then I can see here that I have, well, 2 plus 7 would be 9, and then a 1 here, and if I do this, I still get the same answer because 19 plus 1 is 20. All right, so some people like to write these two ones down here rather than up there, but it doesn't really matter to me how you do this. All right, actually, 1 plus 1, 2. It doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter to me. All right, as long as you get the correct answer. So keep that in mind. Oh, keep that in mind as you go. All right. So, where is it? Oh, it's this choice right down here. Let's try another one. Subtract 9.05 minus 0.5. I'll line up the decimal points. All right. So, now think about this. This is like a 0 here, and you already know the decimal point is going to go right here. So just think about this. If you do this without decimals, it's just 905 minus 50. Could you do this without decimal points? Hopefully. So if you did this, remember that you can do, let's see, 5 minus 0, 5. And then you just have, if you look at this, 90 minus 5, well, that is 85. So there you go. There is your answer. So 90 minus 5 is 85. All right, there we go. Easy enough. What a time to be alive. So now let's subtract 8.51 minus a negative 4.912. The two negatives here mean to add. So 8.51 plus 4.912. I'll add these vertically. 8.51, 4.912. I'll line up the decimal points. I'll add my 0 in here. 0 plus 2, 2. 1 plus 1, 2. 5 plus 9 is 14. I'll carry the 1. 1 plus 8 plus 4. That's 13. I have 13.422. The answer is on here. That's great news. All right, now, here's another one. Add 21.3 plus 1.108. So 21.3, 1.108. I'll line up the decimal points. Here we go. 0 out. 0 plus 8, 8. 0 plus 0, 0. 3 plus 1, 4. There's the decimal point. 1 plus 1, 2. And we have 2. Or 21 plus 1 is 22. So 22.408. As easy as pi, which is also a decimal like we talked about in the last section here. So now add 6.819 plus 1.05, line up the decimals. So 0 it out, 9 plus 0, 9, 1 plus 5, 6, 8 plus 0, 8, and 6 plus 1, 7. 7.869. Very good. All right, here we go. Here's another one. 8.199 plus a negative 14.107. So this is actually 8.199 minus 14.107. So we already know that the answer should be negative because the 14.107 is greater than 8.199. So all we need to do is subtract these two numbers and then make sure our solution is negative. All right, so 14.107 minus 8.199. And here we go. We really cannot have 7 minus 9 or 0. Well, 0. So what we do is this is all the borrowing business here. We make this a 0, this into a 9, and this one into a 17. All right, now 17 minus 9 is 6. 9 minus 9 is 0. You can't do 0 minus 1, so you make this into a 3 and bring over a 1. 10 minus 1, 9. And then you have 13 minus 8, which is 5. So negative 5.906. Now, keep in mind that I personally am not a big fan of all that carrying, but you have subtracted in the past, so just remember that you could subtract this. Here's a decimal point. You could subtract this as 14.107 minus 8.199. However, you have thought about subtracting in the past and then going ahead and adding the decimal point in later. So if I didn't want to deal with the borrowing, and just as a mental math trick here, so you see the 14,107 here. All right, so really what I'm doing is I'm saying that this is 10,000 plus 4,000 plus 100 plus 7. All right, so think about this here for a minute, but let's say I said that this was actually just 90, but then this would be 17. Well, then that's still 90 plus 17 is 107, or 100 plus 7 is 107. So that's where that 17 came from, and that's really where that 9 came from. All right, so think about that. Now, let's look at the next problem here. Negative 150.24 plus 52.60. So here is the, well, remember another way to write this is 52.60 minus 150.24. But in either case, the negative number is bigger in absolute value than the positive number, or in other words, the 150.24 is greater than the 52.60, so we know the answer should be negative. So I'm going to delete these positive answers to begin with. And then I'll subtract, just like in the last one, 150.24 minus 52.60. I can do 4 minus 0, 4, but 2 minus 6, I need to borrow, so this will become a let's see, a 4, a 9, and a 12. Then 12 minus 6, 6. We'll line up the decimal points. And then I have the 9 minus 2 is 7. And then 14 minus 5 is 9. So I'm left with negative 97.64. Let's try another one here. Subtract negative 9.1763 minus 18.42. They're both have a negative in front of them. So another way to do this is just to say that I'm adding two negative numbers. So I know that if I add two negative numbers, I have a result that's negative, so it can't be either of these two positive numbers. So then I just add these two numbers together, and then the result will be negative. All right, so I'll zero that out over here. So 6 plus 0, 6, 7 plus 2, 9, 1 plus 4, 5. Line up the decimal point, and 18 plus 9 is 27. So we have negative 27.596. Oh, you know what? I did not write that 3 because I didn't see it because I circled the subtraction sign. There we go. So there was the 3 that I was looking at for a second there. So just as you saw me forget to write that 3 down because I couldn't see it because I circled that subtraction sign there, you might forget a digit once in a while. And that's why, as I encourage you to do, I would zero all these values over here so that you can make sure that you're lining up the numbers correctly. All right, let's try another one. 22.427 plus a negative 18.76. This is 22.427 minus 18.76. So 22.427 minus 18.76. I'll zero this out, line up the decimal point. 7 minus 0 is 0. Then I'll need to borrow. So this 4 becomes a 3. Then this becomes a 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. I can't do 3 minus 7, so I make this into a 1. Bring over another 10. So 13 minus 7 is 7 minus 0 is 7. Whoops. All right, 13 minus 7 is 6. And then I have 21 minus 18, 3. So I look over here, and here is my answer choice, 3.667. So again, you saw me do some mental math quickly. 7 minus 0, and of course I should have written 7, but then anyone can make a simple error once in a while, and going back and double checking your work like that makes a lot of sense, especially when you're given your answer choices. You can see all of them end in a 7. So that won't even make sense. All right, so here we go. That looks to be all of the questions for this section. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. What a time to be alive, and I hope you're already looking forward to the next video.